Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Welcome to Islamic Economics. Today, inshallah, we will discuss Chapter 7, Market Structure in Islamic Economics. So, before discussing market structure in Islamic economics, we will discuss the meaning of economic system. Can you see the slide or not? The presentation, the sharing. Can you see?
Can see, Doktor.
Boleh nampak ah?
Boleh nampak.
Okay, good. Siapa yang tak makan lagi boleh puasa, niat puasa sunat, dapat pahala puasa. Lapar kan tak makan. Okay, economic system is a way of organizing the relationship among individuals, firms, and the government to make choices on the basic economic questions. So the basic economic questions are what to produce, how to produce, how much to produce, and to whom the goods and services are produced. So there are three sectors or three units in the economic system. The first sector or the first unit is called the consumer sector or the individual sector. Individuals or consumers. Firms, and the second sector is the firm sector or the business sector, and the third sector is the government sector. So all the three sectors, consumers, firms, or sellers, and government have to make choice on the basic question of what to produce, how much to produce, how to produce, and to whom it is produced. And in order to answer the four questions, there are four types of market, or there are four types of economic system in this world. Number one is the capitalist economic system, or the free market economic system, or we call laissez-faire economic system. So the first type of economic system is called the capitalist or the free market economic system. The second is planned market economic system, or the socialist economic system. The third is the mixed market economic system, which has the combination of the free market and planned market economic system. And we have Islamic economic system, which we will focus in this class. So let me repeat, there are four types of economic system: capitalist economic system or free market economic system, planned economic system, mixed economic system, and Islamic economic system. Let's start with the capitalist or free market economic system. Free market economic system is an economic system in which individuals take all the main decisions without any government intervention. So consumers decide what goods and services they consume. Producers decide what products, what goods and services they produce. And the government only act as the regulator uh, in order to make sure that the system is running fairly and within the control. All right. So the free market economic system is also known as capitalism, where buyers and sellers will meet in the market and make transaction. Also known as capitalism, in the free market economic system, buyers and sellers will meet in the market, and buyers and sellers will make the transaction, the selling and the buying transaction without the involvement of the government. So that is the capitalist economic system. So in this system, there is a freedom of economic system where an individual can be a buyer, seller, employee, or employer at their own wishes and without any intervention from the government. The free market economic system is characterized by private ownership of resources. So individuals are free to own the resources, land, labor, house, cars, or any resources. So whereby every individual in the country that practices market uh, so the free market economic system is characterized by private ownership of resources. Individuals are allowed to own and possess the resources. So whereby every individual in the country that practices the free market economic system has the right to acquire resources, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. There is freedom to own private property, but it must follow the government laws and regulation. Also, there is freedom of enterprise where the sellers have the right to sell the goods and services, and freedom of choice where individuals are free to trade, free to invest and organize to produce goods and services. Within the country's legal framework. Of course, they have to follow the law. So individuals are free individuals are free to own resources as well as to establish any enterprises of their choice. So individuals are free to produce and to sell any goods and services as long as it is within the country's legal framework. Okay, nak jual nasi lemak, laksa, bihun sup, nak jual roti, char kway teow, boleh. Individuals are free to own resources boleh memiliki rumah, kereta, tanah, baju dan apa-apa lagi lah. Individuals are free to own resources as well as to establish any enterprises of their choice. Selain pada itu, besides, producers have to produce output. Producers have to produce goods and services which meets meet the consumer's taste and preference in order to sell the goods and services. Because consumers' taste and preference will affect the production of goods and services. So in this system, what products, what goods and services to be produced depends on consumers' demands. Producers have to produce goods and services which meet the consumer's demand. So in order to sell the goods and services, because consumers' demand will affect the production of goods and services. Kalau tak ada orang beli, barang dan perkhidmatan itu tak dapatlah dijual. So nak jual sesuatu barang atau perkhidmatan tentulah memerlukan ada orang, ada pengguna yang akan membeli. In addition, there is high competition among producers to obtain highest profit. When there is competition among producers, the product will be of high quality and it will also result in efficiency. So the competition is very important because competition ensures that producers will try to compete to produce the highest quality of goods and services. Kalau barang tak berkualiti, tak ada orang nak belilah. So pengeluar akan bersaing untuk mengeluarkan barang yang paling berkualiti untuk bersaing untuk mendapatkan pengguna. Furthermore, the market in the capitalist system uses the price system, which means the free operation of the demand and supply forces without any intervention. So it is labeled as invisible hand by Adam Smith. However, there are shortcomings in the free market economic system. Number one is the inequality of distribution of wealth and income. It means that in this system, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. There are people who are extremely rich and there are people who are poor, right? Because individuals have the freedom to maximize the utility. So yang kaya tu dia ada modal, dia buat bisnes, dia jadi millionaire, jadi billionaire. Kemudian orang yang tak mampu, individu yang tidak mampu untuk bersaing, mereka ketinggalan. They are not involved in the process of production. tak ada kerja, menganggur, jadi mereka miskin. So there is inequality of distribution of wealth and income in this free market system, and there is inflation and high unemployment rate, and there is a lack of social welfare in this capitalist system. There is the problem of lack of social welfare. There are people who are homeless, who are poor, who don't have enough to support their living. So there is undesirable social effects such as theft and crime rates. Okay, so banyak kes kecurian, kes jenayah. And the fourth shortcoming is the wasteful competition and misallocation of resources. Okay, it leads to production of luxury goods, rich people, and resulting surplus and lack of production for the poor people. So producers will produce goods that are in demand. So in demand means the goods are produced to those who have money. Okay, siapa yang ada duit dia boleh belilah. Jadi pengeluar akan membeli, pengeluar akan mengeluarkan barang yang akan dibeli. Pengeluar tak akan mengeluarkan barang yang tak akan dibeli. So orang miskin yang tak mampu, dia tak dapat belilah. So there is a lack of production for the poor people, and there is a social cost because the business people, the producers, they try to maximize the profit, and they neglect the welfare of the workers. So they try to pay lower wages to workers, and they try to force the workers to work to be productive, but they pay the low wages. So in order to maximize the profit, so the welfare of the workers is often neglected. Habis tentang the capitalist or the free market economic system. Nur Azlina, ada soalan tak?
Tak ada, sir.
Sebab apa tak ada? Free market economic system ni wujud di negara seperti, dia tidak ada satu negara yang mengamalkan 100% free market economic system. Tapi ada negara yang ciri-cirinya hampir sama dengan free market economic system. Nur Hazira, bagi satu contoh negara yang mengamalkan free market economic system. Hampir-hampir sama lah. Ada.
Sir, kalau Europe,
Betul. Banyak negara Europe yang mengamalkan sistem ekonomi yang mirip hampir-hampir sama kepada ekonomi kepada free market economic system. Banyak Western countries lah, termasuk juga US, Europe, dan yang hampir sama dekat dengan kita ni Hong Kong lah. So kalau di negara Western countries, termasuk di US, orang yang kaya sangat kaya lah, orang miskin sangat miskin. So di US tu mereka proud, mereka bangga sebagai the land of opportunities. So siapa yang nak kaya boleh jadi kaya. Tengok orang macam Bill Gates, apa lagi ya? Ramailah yang billionaire di US kan. Pengasas Facebook tu nama apa? Mark Zuckerberg, lepas tu banyak lagi lah mereka-mereka yang kaya. Okay, let's go to the planned economic system, or sometimes it's called the socialist economic system. The planned economic system or the socialist economic system is an economic system where all the economic decisions are made by the government or the central authority. Contohnya negara Rusia dan negara China yang dulu-dulu, sekarang China pun dah ke arah negara yang mengamalkan mixed economy. So tak banyaklah negara yang mengamalkan socialist system. Antaranya Cuba, North Korea, and Russia. So planned economic system is an economic system where all the decisions are made by the government or central authority. All the resources are officially owned by the government. Like in the North Korea, Russia, and Cuba. Therefore, there will be no private ownership of private properties. So the planned economic system is characterized by public ownership of resources, which means all resources are owned and operated by the state or the government. Semua dimiliki oleh kerajaan. And then there is a central planning authority set up by the government that plans. So it plans and allocates the resources between the current consumption and investment for the future. How much to produce, what to produce, how to produce, to whom to produce is determined by the government. It's determined by Central Planning Authority. For this year, how much goods and services to produce, what to produce, how to produce. So it is planned, and the Central Planning Authority will allocate the resources to the people. And in this socialist system, there is less importance of price mechanism. It gives less importance to market forces because most of the prices of goods and services are determined by the government. And central control and ownership, government controls production of goods and services, government controls consumption of goods and services, and government also controls distribution of goods and services. All right. So there are shortcomings uh, of the planned economic system. So the first shortcoming is lack of incentives and initiatives by individuals. It leads to economic inefficiency, because jobs are provided by the government and individuals are not motivated to work harder. So the scientists, the experts, the medical experts, um, they do not have the incentive to work harder because the government paid the low salaries to them. Lecturers, all those smart people, lack the incentive, and some of them move to another country. There are some people from Russia, China, they went to the countries that offer them higher paying jobs. Okay, ramai orang yang pakar daripada negara Rusia misalnya yang bekerja di negara-negara lain yang menawarkan gaji yang lebih tinggi. Loss of economic freedom of consumers. So in this economic system, consumers will accept whatever the public or the government enterprises produce. So the government decide what to produce, so the consumers have to accept. And the consumers have no choice. And there is absence of competition. Since there is no competition, planned economic system results in low quality of products and waste of economic resources. Sometimes it leads to overproduction of certain goods and underproduction of other goods. Habis socialist system. Contoh negara yang mengamalkan socialist system ialah Russia, Cuba, dan Korea Utara. Miss Natasha Sinpru.
Yes,
Sawadika.
sir. Swadika. How are you, sir?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Are you in Thailand?
Yes.
Why don't you come to Malaysia?
It's hard to me for go to Malaysia.
Oh. How's the COVID situation in Thailand?
Alhamdulillah, today is better than other days.
Oh, Alhamdulillah. Very good. But you still have to stay at home, right? You cannot go outside.
Oh, we can go outside, doctor.
Oh, you can go.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. You can go shopping.
Yes.
Oh, very good. Here in Malaysia, we still have to stay at home.
Oh.
So there is still a lockdown.
Oh.
And over here is very hot. How about in Thailand?
Damn. Very hot.
Yeah, very hot. You just stay at home and turn on the aircon. It's very hot. Cannot go anywhere.
Tak apa lah.
Tak apa lah, tapi boring lah, boring ya. Oh, life is boring. Okay, now we go to mixed economic system. In the mixed economic system, there is a combination of the free market economic system and the planned economic system. So mixed means the combination of the two, free market and the planned economic system. So the mixed economic system is characterized by both public ownership and private ownership of resources. There are some resources such as land which are owned by the government. Some of the land are owned by private owners, whereby private enterprises conduct business freely and the government encourages private sectors by providing infrastructure and facilities. Most of the mixed economies accept economic planning as an instrument of economic growth and social justice. So in the mixed economic system, they accept both the free choice of the individuals and also the government plays an important role in order to provide, in order to ensure that there is a justice in the distribution and also there is an economic growth. So both the private enterprises and the government play important roles in making sure that there is economic growth and there is justice in the distribution of resources. The government has direct control over certain price of goods and services. Ada ada barang yang kerajaan kawal harga, especially the over prices of certain goods and services. For example, in Malaysia, the government control the prices of the essential goods such as uh, tepung, gula, garam, barang keperluan asas, termasuk juga petrol, minyak kereta. So the government has direct control over prices of certain goods and services, also the wages and the rent. Bil elektrik, bil air dikontrol oleh kerajaan. So this will narrow the gap between the rich and the poor. Besides, the government will not intervene in the economy except for particular industries. Ada setengah jenis industri yang kerajaan terpaksa mengeluarkan barang. Contohnya untuk public transportation ada kawasan yang tidak ada kenderaan, so kerajaan perlu menyediakan perkhidmatan awam. Alright. Also, the government will carry out certain projects or production if it is not profitable for the private sector. Furthermore, there exists a cooperation between the government, the public and business sector. There is a significant cooperation between the public and private sectors, which leads to economic development. Also, the government will control the existence of monopolies. The government will regulate the power of monopolies in order to avoid customers being exploited by monopolies. So, for example, in Malaysia, we have TNB who controls the production of electric. We have KTM, Kereta Api Tanah Melayu, which controls the production of railway, the railroad transportation, and the government regulates how much to produce, the ticket to produce, the ticket that KTM can charge. The government also regulates how much TNB can charge the rate of electricity. There are many countries in the world that use mixed economic system, including Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore. Banyaklah negara di dunia ni yang mengamalkan sistem ekonomi campuran, the mixed economic system, where the government plays a role and also the individuals also play the role. So it's a combination of the free market and the planned economic system. So most of the countries in the world today use a combination of the capitalist and the socialist, including China. China before this, they used to be the socialist. They used to practice the socialist economic system, but now they move towards being the mixed economic system because government produce certain goods and private enterprises also produce certain goods. Okay, any question? So the last topic for today is the Islamic economic system, and we will discuss in more detail about the Islamic economic system. Okay, before that, any question? Semua orang lapar? Akilah, Posa, Liana, Liana tidur?
No, doktor. Tengah dengar.
No, dengar. Diam. Ada apa nak tanya? Boleh tanya?
Tak ada, doktor.
Tak ada tanya, boring ya. Subjek ni boring, tak ada nak tanya apa nah. Sebab dia boring kan. Nak tanya apa?
Nak tanya,
Oh, boleh tanya?
sistem ekonomi yang digunakan Korea Utara dan Korea Selatan tu berbeza ke tak?
Berbeza. Korea Utara mengamalkan plan economic system ataupun the socialist system. Kalau Korea Selatan, dia berbeza. Berbeza terus daripada Korea Utara. Korea Selatan mengamalkan sistem ekonomi campuran or the Islamic economic, the mixed economic system. So Korea Utara mengamalkan sistem yang lebih kepada sosialis, manakala Korea Selatan lebih kepada ekonomi campuran. So Korea Selatan, Jepun, Taiwan, Malaysia, ini semua guna ekonomi campuran. So ekonomi campuran maksudnya individu boleh berniaga, individu boleh buat bisnes dan kerajaan juga mengeluarkan barang-barang tertentu. Kebanyakan negara di dunia sekarang ni mengamalkan the mixed economic system. Okay, soalan lain? Akila? Asma? Asma Lena?
Ada doktor.
Ada soalan nak tanya?
Tak ada.
Awak tak tanya? Boring ya? Tajuk ni boring lah. Saya pun tak larat nak saya pun tak makan ke. Tu cakap pun tak larat. Gagah. Ada soalan apa nak tanya? Okey, saya ulang, jangan lupa tengok WhatsApp. Kelas kelas hari Rabu ni kita ganti dengan Islamic Finance Lecture Series. Okey, untuk mendaftar kamu tengok apa ni yang saya hantar dekat WhatsApp tu lah.
Doktor, dekat chat ada soalan.
Mana tu? Kat mana tu? Macam nak cari chat tu. Tak ada pun. Awak saya tak jumpa pun chat. Dia tanya apa?
Salah.
Oh, Israel mengamalkan sistem ekonomi apa? Okey, so kebanyakan negara di dunia mengamalkan sistem ekonomi campuran, termasuk negara Israel lah. Okey, so ekonomi campuran ni maksudnya it means the government has it means, ya. So negara Israel juga mengamalkan sistem ekonomi campuran di mana pihak kerajaan akan mengeluarkan sebahagian pada barang. Pihak kerajaan menentukan apa yang akan dikeluarkan, bagaimana dikeluarkan, berapa banyak dikeluarkan, dan juga pihak swasta juga dibenarkan untuk melaksanakan aktiviti pengeluaran barang dan perkhidmatan. Di Israel juga sebahagian pada tanah dimiliki oleh kerajaan dan sebahagian pada tanah dimiliki oleh individu. Jadi kalau kita nak tanya Israel dalam empat sistem ni, Israel masuk kategori apa? Dia mirip kepada sistem ekonomi campuran. Malaysia juga sistem ekonomi campuran. Okey, soalan lain? Okay, we move to Islamic Economic System. Boleh dengar tak suara saya ni? Suara saya ni macam orang puasa. Sebab saya lapar. Boleh dengar?
Boleh.
Boleh, sir.
Boleh, sir.
Suara saya jadi slow, tak larat. Di Islamic Economic System,
Doktor nak tanya,
boleh tanya.
untuk program yang doktor buat tu, doktor je ke yang lecture ke ada lecturer lain lagi?
Untuk kali ini saya seorang je.
Oh, okey.
Selama
Tu kena daftar dulu ke doktor?
Sila daftar dulu lah. Ada nombor di situ.
Okey.
Kamu kena isi, dia akan bagi Google Form yang kamu kena isi. Tujuan kamu nanti bila dapat Google Form tu saya akan masukkan dalam grup ni. Okey. Okey, kamu isi Google Form tu. Tujuan isi Google Form supaya kamu dapat merit dan kamu dapat sijil.
Oh, okey.
Okey,
So, dikira sekali kehadiran.
Dan juga saya akan tengok kepada Google Form tu dan saya akan kira kehadiran kelas berdasarkan kehadiran di Google Form tu lah.
Okey, thank you doktor.
Welcome. Okay, dia Islamic Finance Lecture Series ni dia ikut giliran lah. Kadang dia panggil orang luar, pakar daripada luar, kadang dia panggil orang dalam lah. Jadi kali ni giliran saya untuk ni lah. Dia pilih-pilih lah. Okay. So gambar saya tu handsome juga no. Dia pun macam tangkap gambar di bilik eh. Saya pakai tie apa semua boleh lah no. Nampak macam muda sikit eh. Dia pun edit kat gambar ni. Bagi nampak handsome. Okay, ada soalan lain? Okay, jadi saya ingatkan kehadiran adalah wajib sebab attendance untuk kelas Rabu ni adalah berdasarkan attendance di Islamic Finance Lecture Series ni lah. Nanti bila saya bagi talk ni, selalu saya bersemangat sikit lah. Dan saya akan makan banyak lah supaya saya kuat sikit untuk bercakap. Hari ni saya tak larat sebab saya makan sikit je. Okey. So dia Google Meet. Jadi kamu duduk di rumah je lah. Tak payah main sini ya. Akan dibagi merit dan dibagi apa? Sijil. Sijil secara apa? E-certificate. Maksudnya nanti kita akan bagi secara e-certificate lah. Kena print sendirilah. Sekejap. Okay, so let's continue. The Islamic economic system aims to aims to guarantee individual freedom or individual liberty, freedom of choice, private property and enterprise, the profit motive and possibilities of unlimited effort and reward. On the other hand, the Islamic economic system seeks to provide effective moral filters at different levels of life and activity and established institutions in the voluntary sector. So in Islamic economic system, we have institutions of zakat, institutions of waqaf, institutions of sadaqah, that is called the voluntary sector in order to help those who are in need, those who are poor, those who are needy, they are in need of goods and services in order to survive. So in Islam, the government also have some role in making sure that there is a economic development and there is a social justice in the society. Uh, so some people, they argue that early economic theory and practice formed a coherent economic system with a blueprint for a new order in society in which all participants would be treated more fairly. Michael Bonner, for example, has written that an economy of poverty prevailed in Islam until the 13th and the 14th century under the system God's guidance from Allah made sure the flow of money and goods was purified by being channeled from those who had surplus of it channel from those who have the surplus of the money and goods to those who had little by encouraging zakat and discouraging riba or interest on loans. And also there are other instruments such as waqaf and sadaqah which are used by the institutions in order to help those who have little, those who what we call the have-nots, those people who do not have enough money to purchase goods and services to survive, or miskin lah. So Islam encourages those who have surplus to oblige uh, to 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 be to comply with the obligations, untuk patuh kepada arahan-arahan yang ditetapkan oleh Al-Quran. Contohnya Al-Quran mewajibkan pembayaran zakat, Al-Quran mengharamkan riba, dan Al-Quran membenarkan atau mengizinkan perniagaan. So in Islam, Islam does not prescribe any particular economic system, but Islam provides the core elements and principles which form the basic philosophy of a system or an economy. Islam provides primarily normative principles for economics and finance, what we should do, what we should not do. However, it is not devoid of positive economic statements or hypotheses. Several areas of economics are truly positive and cannot be different in an Islamic or any other framework. So like we discussed in the previous lectures, in the Islamic economic system, the motive of the consumers are not merely the maximization of utility, but the maximization of falah. In Islam, the objective is to achieve falah, the success in this world and also the success in the hereafter. So in order for consumers to achieve the success in this world and the success in the hereafter, they have to choose goods and services that are halal and tayyib, halalan tayyiba. And the producers also do not merely maximize profits, but they also have to consider themselves as the Khalifa. So the resources, the money possessed and owned by the producers, the business people, those are the trust, the amana given by Allah. So because all the resources are actually, all the resources are created and in fact created and owned by Allah. Allah is the true uh, owners of all resources. So even if there are some people who are rich, uh, the poor and the needy in the society also have the right to the resources that owned by the rich people. So for example, some of the parts of the uh, assets or properties owned by the rich people should be given as zakat to the poor and to the needy and other asnafs. Okay, so in Islam, there is a blueprint. We have to follow the Quran. We have to follow the Sunnah. We have to follow the Ijma. We have to follow the Qiyas. and we have to follow other secondary sources. Okay, so we will, inshallah, we will continue in the next lecture talking about the Islamic economic system. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.